Hello, I'm going to show you how to use Excel to analyse your results for the practical that we have just done. This is the maths practical, this is a set of results, so I'm just going to talk you through how I would do it. So the first thing is that if mass is measured to 3 decimal places, so it's measured to the nearest gram, so these results need changing. So you highlight them, right click on them, choose format cells, and they need to go to number and 3 decimal places because you can measure to the nearest gram. These are the raw results I have for 10 oscillations. I want to calculate an average of the two, but they need to be measured to 2 decimal places because the stopwatches measure to 2 decimal places. So you highlight them, again, format cells, number, 2 decimal places. Okay. So they're all to the right amount. We're now going to work out the average. So we press equals and then it will calculate an average. So if you start to write average in capitals, you open the bracket and then you choose the numbers you want to average, like so. Close the bracket, press equals and it'll average it. And then if you pull the little corner down, it'll work out the average. Check all of these are to 2 decimal places. Now if we check at the top here, I want this T to 10 oscillations to go across these 3 columns. So I need to press merge and center. So I want to merge it. Like so. So now, and then this one, mass, I don't want this gap here, so you can merge that as well. So I now have mass, 10 oscillations, and then this is the time period. So the time period is this divided by 10, because I've got 10 oscillations, I want 1 oscillation. So you press equals, choose the one you want to do the calculation for, divide is /10. So it has now done that. However, stopwatch can only measure to 2 decimal places, so we can't have our average being more decimal places than our we can't have our time period to be into more decimal places than these. So we need to go to format cells, number, and then 2 decimal places. We get there by right clicking. We want to merge that, so it's nice and neat. Then we want to square this result because we're going to plot a graph of mass against t squared. So we press equals, we choose the value we want to square, and then above the 6 on my keyboard there's a little hat, that's to the power of 2 squared. That will square it. Now that is a calculation, it's not a raw result like these, so we need to think about significant figures. These are all 2 significant figures, so these should all be 2 significant figures. You can't choose significant figures on Excel, so we're going to choose decimal places. So we right click, we format the cells, and we want 2. Beautiful. We're going to merge that, merge at the top. Lovely. Now all of these are missing units, so you wouldn't get 4B. So in the headings you must put units. It's / with the unit. And then this one will be /seconds but to the power of 2. Like so. And then you can smarten it up because it's a table, it has to have lines. So you would add the lines. So in borders, which is this button here, you can choose borders. You can highlight the top and fill it grey if you wanted to make it stand out. Lovely, so now we have our table of results, we're going to insert our graph. So we're going to go to insert at the top right, here, and then we've got charts here, and we want a scatter graph. But first of all we need to choose the data. So I'm going to highlight this column, I want mass. If you press Control on your keyboard and then highlight the column that you want to plot, then click Charts, it will plot that for you. So here is our results. What we can do is we can edit this here so that you can change the values. I think that's actually okay. It's a bit annoying. The number, we want number and we want to, it's mass, so it needs to be to 3 decimal places. Okay, that's better. And then t squared, we need to click column of data here, and again that needs to be to 2 decimal places. Okay, that's perfect. We can add a label here, so label next to axis, although it doesn't appear to have put the label on. So I'm not sure. I'm not very good. I'm not sure how to put that label on. You might just need to write it on. I'll have a look and see if there's a way in a bit. Anyway, we've got our data. Looks like we've got an anomalous result here. I don't know if it's where I've put the data in wrong or not. Oh, it's here. Look, that should be 6.58. So I can just change that. Beautiful. And then it changes it on the graph. Now what we want to do is we want to get an equation of a line on here. So you right click on the data points and you choose add data. Sorry, that's wrong. You add trend line. It will come up on the right hand side with the menu. We want linear. We would like it to go through the 0, 0 intercept. So click intercept 0, 0. I'm just going to move this over so I can see it a bit more. There we go. So our y-intercept is now 0, 0. And we want to display the equation on the chart, which is here. You can then use this gradient calculation, which is to too many decimal places. So we can choose number. And we want either 3 sig fig or 2 sig fig, but our lowest value of sig fig is 2. So we would choose 2 decimal places. And there we go. That is our 1.27 is our gradient value, which would then be able to, we'd use that to calculate K. So I hope, and we have our graph, and you can then print that. I hope that's useful.